Greetings. Welcome to segment 3 of Tea Time with Tina. I hope you've got your cup of tea and you're going to join me for a few minutes to talk about a topic once more. But this is who I am, and this is who I strive to be, is the best coach ever. I am Coach Tina, spiritual life coach and founder of Crossing Time Coaching. You can find me on all of my social media platforms at Crossing Time Coaching. I hope you check me out, look at our services, and hopefully you or someone that you know could use our services. But at Crossing Time Coaching, we are going to approach our style of coaching in a holistic perspective. We're going to look at it from every way that we've been created by mind, body, spirit, and soul, which means we're going to dive in a little bit from the mental aspect, the spiritual aspect, the physical, and the social. All of those things affect us and impact the decisions that we make in our life. So, check us out. I hope you will find us someone that you may be interested in, or you may know someone who could use our style of coaching. So what are we going to talk about today? I'm just going to take a few minutes to finish with this third segment from the month of February and weave in from our prior two sessions where we launched with understanding relationships. Relationships with ourselves, relationships with others, and relationships with God, most importantly, how all of that affects us and the decisions that we make. Then we weaved it in last week to the experiences that we have in our life. Everything we do is an experience. We're having an experience right now together, are we not? So what does that do as far as how we process those experiences to us, how we manage them, and then how do we learn from them? That's what we looked at last week. So I'm going to finish up, this month of February with influences. Because it all kind of bleeds into each other, I think. The influences that we have on others and the influence that others have on us and outside influences from the world. That's that media piece, which can be helpful or it can be very hindering, and we don't want anything to block us from where we're trying to move forward in our life. So let's talk about this. I'm going to look at it from the aspect of influences of a coach and influences of a mentor. So what does that mean? Really, what does all of this mean? What is a mentor versus what is a coach? A mentor is someone, when you think about an individual that is going to support you, who looks like what you're trying to become in a sense for possibly in your professional aspirations. It could be personal in your development. It could be a spiritual mentor. At some point in time, I believe each and every one of us should be growing and developing into a mentorship for somebody. So as a mentor, that means I'm helping someone as far as where they are in their life, as they're aspiring to get to maybe to where I already am in my life in that area. For example, we think of a mentor usually stepping in a professional realm, and I certainly have had some outstanding professional mentors in my life. As I was being promoted in my professional career in the law firm that I've worked with for many years, I've had some great and dynamic mentors who really helped to teach me along the way, to help prepare me for some of the obstacles and the challenges I would possibly encounter, but who I could look to and go to ask those questions that maybe I thought I could be moving into, that I possibly would encounter, but someone who would also help me to already know those answers because I had an example in front of me that I could follow and that I could learn from. A mentor also is on a little bit more of a longer timeline for you as well, because a mentor is someone who's possibly is older, but it can help you to navigate in ways in your career that as you embark upon certain things, they can help to guide you along the way, kind of shift your attention over here possibly so that you won't stumble as much. And also someone who's on a similar path. So again, as I said, many times we look as a mentor as being someone in a professional aspect, but it can also be a mentor if you are on a journey to grow deeper and with your walk in your relationship with God or in your faith. You may then want a spiritual mentor who is where you want to go to, that has a very strong prayer life. That's influencing you. That's an influencer in your life in a positive way, and that's what we want. We want to have those influences that are going to help us and to grow us and to build us as to where we're trying to go in life. So when you think of a mentor, think of a mentee relationship as someone who's going to be there to help support you, who's going to be a role model for you, to help guide you and give you suggestions as you're going on that track and on that journey to get to where they are, who's going to help strengthen you. Now, a coach, on the other hand, such as myself, my timeline may not be as long term with you as maybe a mentor would be. But as your coach, what I'm going to help you to do is set those goals for your short-term goals that you're trying to get to then push you into longer-term goals down the road. So while you may have the finances to be able to come into a coaching type of setting, whereas a mentor, there usually is not a cost attached to it, where with a coaching relationship there would be with someone such as myself or someone within Crossing Time Coaching. So you have to know kind of where you are and the type of support that you're in need of. But a coach is going to be very focused with you because, again, we're going to help you to identify and set those SMART goals, to be very specific in what it is you're trying to get to within a 3-month window, a 6-month window, a year. It can go that long. If you check me out on my website, you'll see the various packages that we offer at Crossing Time Coaching, and they do extend into a year because sometimes you may need to extend that contract with us if you're not quite where you want to be and you haven't met the goals in the timeline that you anticipated you would. Because in the midst of setting goals, life happens that can disrupt those goals as far as the timing of them. So we just want to walk alongside with you, holding you accountable, whether it is a health goal. And sometimes at Crossing Time Coaching, we may not be the right coach for you at the time for the goal that you're trying to meet. But in the arena of coaching, we know other coaches that may help you get there. So still, I invite you to have a conversation with us because you never know what we may be able to do to help you along the way. But most importantly, a coach is someone who's going to help you to help change your behaviors. Yeah. Because we're going to talk through what you're going to need to do that's going to help you to meet those goals in the timeline that you have established and agreed to. So, where a mentor may be a little bit more flexible with you, because they're going to model the example of what you need them for, a coach is going to be there to say, hey, what got in the way of you not meeting that? What life happens issues did you come upon these past 2 weeks that you weren't able to put the attention and the focus as you had hoped you would? And so then we're going to help you do a reset then so that you can get back into that area to be able to move forward in that goal and not beating yourself up in the process about it. Okay, we're going to be gentle with you. But most important, we're going to listen. Because the key thing about being a coach is listening. Listening to what the individual is saying. What you are saying to us. And how we can best support you. So, at Crossing Time Coaching, I really hope you'll take the time, look at the type of services, the type of coaching we offer, because we're really big into transitional coaching because we are all going through transitions in our life. Some very major, maybe some not. But still, you just may need a little support during that time as you're making the transition, coming out of college, preparing yourself to launch into a job for the first time. How are you going to approach that? And especially if it's not happening as quickly and as fast as you had hoped it would. So you're going to get stuck in the middle there. Are you going to become discouraged? Coaching can help you to move past that and not go into that mindset of emotional upheaval that you may not want to find yourself in. So think about it. Let us help you as you, again, step back, think about what it is you're trying to aspire to get to next in your life. And do you need a little support along the way through the aid of a coach? It may be all that you need to get over that hump, to meet the goal to what you're trying to get to, short term, or to establish those goals for long-term efforts. So there it is for this week, guys. Didn't want to hold you long. Have no need to. Just wanted to drop that little nugget of thought, food for thought for this week. And one thing I want to leave you with is the media influences that we encounter every day. You know, I've really had to overcome some of my own areas of intimidation when it comes to social media and the influence of social media that it can have. And one thing I've had to learn, and I had to learn it through a coach, because again, every coach has a coach. That's how you know you've got a good coach. Is that it's so critical to be seen, to be heard, if you're trying to establish a base for yourself, if you are trying to be influential in a positive way for others, if you have a business such as mine that we're growing, who am I to people? How are they going to get to know me? How am I going to be able to influence people in a positive way to get them to understand and recognize how beneficial coaching can be for them? Is I had to get out there. But I had to also understand the influence that social media can have. And the effect that I wanted to have on people, from Coach Tina, from Crossing Time Coaching, to Tea Time to Tina with Tina, to 2 Minutes with Tina on Thursday, we want to be a positive influence for you. So, thank you for sharing this time with me, having a little tea, and hopefully you'll join me next week once again for Tea Time with Tina on Tuesdays at 7 on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, and then check out 2 Minutes with Tina on Thursday at 7 to find out what our next topic is going to be on Tea Time with Tina. There's so many T's I get tongue-tied. Look at that. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Tea Time with Tina, Tuesday at 7. Until our next time together, peace and blessings.